Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv/the Xisuma. I just realised that I've barely spoken today and we're starting a little later than usual, so the voice is warmed up. The voice is warmed up. And I'm sat down after a fairly busy morning, been on my feet non-stop. Doing jobs, doing chores, doing this and that. And today we're going to work on what I'm calling the music mall. I feel like that's a term that's just starting to stick in my head. We're over here to prep for the next project, which I think the entrance to is just going to take up this space here. And by prep, I might even just start building it. I don't know. It depends how far along we get with stuff. Welcome to all the peeps saying good morning and throwing their bananas into the chat. The Can of Heaven. Digital Chaos, Astro Kit, O'Badam, Kits, Milord, Domestic Wheat, Billman 68. We got some regulars. We got some names I'm less familiar with. Welcome everyone. Noises in the ear. Ah yes, those noises in the ear. You can hear them. You can hear them in your ear. Magalore Starcutter, thank you for 4 months with the Prime. On the Fritz, thank you for 6 months. Karen Cake, thank you for 22. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. We're going to go grab some materials, people. X is the prime example of work. Streams for 1 minute and is already working. Well, that's because streaming is my job. I mean, it's kind of hard to stream and not be working, right? We'll put that in there. Right. Why did I walk back here to go over there? There's a little something that I really need to do, okay? We're going to use Chitty Free Cam. Oh my god. Oh, this is so not vanilla. There's a little staircase over here. Right, redstone all in the way. There's another little entrance here. This one, the redstone isn't in the way. It's kind of like right in line with... Hang on, let's do that again. I lost my bearings. This... kind of right in line with this room, right? I can make that work. Probably want like an up and down... Right, we're not going to do that now because I want to stay on task, but this might change that we can create a little connection, because when I walk out here, like I then have to go all the way over here to get up onto that walkway, so we need like a little shortcut. By the way, all of this like constant navigating around my own base has given me an idea for the next season of Hermitcraft, right? So check this out. I'm kind of thinking about using minecarts and having a base where every room is separated by a minecart track, and you just like ride from one place to the other, so that transport becomes like a non-choice thing. It's like I just sit in the minecart and it goes to where I want to go. That's what I've been thinking of. It's not the first time I've thought of that, but I can picture it pretty well. Siberian Wolf coming in with a gifted sub to Wolf Howls. Thank you for gifting the sub, my dude. Much appreciated. It's a shame I can't play the animation. Blooming 3665, thank you for 13 months. Asking how am I doing. You think you're like Music Man from the FNAF universe? Okay, what's the FNAF universe? Free Piglets in a coat, thank you for 33 months. And we got Trashy Panda 5 for free as well. Thank you so much. Five Nights at Freddy's. I've never been there. Oh gosh, I'm warming up my hands, by the way. That's why I stopped and started chatting. I got a hot cup of tea. The hands are cold. Yeah, they need warming up. Chats were like, whoa, whoa! What do you mean you've never heard of GFTY22K764? Oh my god, that hype voice just destroyed me. Oh, my throat was like, what are you doing? Oh, I think I just killed myself a little bit. That was rough. Oh my goodness me. Powerboss, my dude, coming in once again. I always appreciate generosity and support, my dude. Thank you so much for gifting subs. People, check in the chat and say thanks if you got one. Hot cup of tea. That's what I'm holding right now. I'm going to start drinking it. I noticed Wolfhouse there with the tea emote, and I'm like, oh, how did you know? You're psychic. Adia, so thank you for the cheers and bits. Have you picked up a new name for the music shop? Yeah, I'm kind of torn between a few different names. Musics is, I think, probably kind of great because it's like using my own name, and my name was based on the word music, so like, I'm probably going to end up going with that one. But you know, now all of the words are like music related, beats, tune, tone. There are a few other ones, right? That were pretty cool, but none of them sort of say. None of them have the pun built in, where it's like, and this is the mall. Like, if there was a word that just happened to be used in shops that like was the same, that would be brilliant, but not quite. Loading Turtle 22, thank you for 21 months. This is also not a shop, is it? It's like a place to come and do stuff. I don't know. I don't know what it is. An entertainment center? Xtunes, like a semi-iTunes. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. And iTunes is a store for music as well, so there's like a nice bit of synergy going on there. Oh yeah, I grabbed a lot of this. I intentionally smelted a lot of it because I'm picturing that these are going to have windows in, but like if we do it over and over again, it diminishes. So some of these will be like filled in, and then I'll probably put a poster on them. Then we do this. Another window. And then we get to this bit. And I'm kind of wondering if I should actually move it over by one, but the problem is what I'm going to build is kind of wide. It's the classic overthinking, you know. Oh, do I need one more little extra bit of space? Who cares? Let's build the thing. So the idea is that this is the entrance, and then there's going to be a room with a contraption in it, which we will start building today. So I'm just kind of like lining our path up to this entrance so we can put in the blocks that are part of the build that will definitely be there. Then once they're in, we get to kind of figure out more about the dimensions of the room, you know. I just joined. Has anyone asked you about FNAF yet? What is with this FNAF thing? Oh my god. What about FNAF? Have they asked me or not asked me? You have a music store called Musica. Ah. Yeah, adding an A on the end always sounds nice on, well, not always, but on a lot of words. Right, so you'll definitely see the pillars like this. And then you'll definitely have like a staircase leading down. By the way, with this this big middle area, we discussed it a lot last stream. You can see that I've cleared out tons of space. I think this is going to be the dimensions. And then I started to look at these supports, and I think they're going to protrude like that. But then I think I want to flip it and put something like white in here on the floor. So aesthetics have got a long way to go, really. It's a big project. Tilda MC, thank you for 31 months. Currently making a roast for you and your flatmates, so you thought you'd tune in. Oh, good old Sunday roast. Dang. I'm having a curry today, people. I'm having a big, fat curry at the end of the day. Alexi Sophie, thank you for 10 months. Appreciate you. I used to do this every week during the pandemic. Now I do it like once a month. And there's a curry house in town that are just, oh, lovely. I'm going to order me a big, fat curry. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy the heck out of it, you know? Okay, so what I probably want to do is get some of this design in place. I've put like I've set up a little area here, and it's actually kind of far away from where we are working, so we're going to go ahead and move this. that seems reasonable. That sounds like a reasonable thing to do, doesn't it? Do you know what? I'd like to keep that topped up as well. So in you go. Genuine point. What's the point of the crying obsidian in the pillars? It is lighting. You're having jacket potato. That sounds nice. Toad in the hole. Man, I haven't had toad in the hole since I was a kid. It's been a minute since you last had a curry, right, says Callie. I think it's been about a month. I've hit a cadence, I think, of like once a month have a curry. Makes it feel more special when it's a little further in between. Note block might be a good name for the building. Honestly, it would, but it has to be shorter than that. Like, if I'd have made that sign wider, then maybe we could have had a better name. I mean, I could probably... Here's the thing. The next building on the block is, like, going to go here in this space. Quite intentionally. I can maybe expand it, like, 2 or 3 blocks. But this is the thing, right? You just have to work with what's in front of you. And you're constantly, in this game, you're constantly in this, like, tug of war. Where, as you create the next step, the step after it then imposes itself. So, like, the next step was to create the building. I've created the building, I've put in the sign. And now the step after it is like, hey, actually, I want more space here. I want, you know, a bigger thing going on. And that is just so typical of this game, to be in that constant tug of war between like one idea and the next. You're having pulled pork at a friend's house tonight. Nice. I made some pulled chicken. I've done pulled pork in the past, but I did some pulled chicken the other day. And I gotta say, like, when I do it at home, it really feels a little bit pointless doing the pulled part. Like, it doesn't really feel like it adds much. But I've had pulled meat out and about, and it's been really good. It's like, wow, this meat's fantastic. But the same could be true, actually. It could just be a case of, like, it wouldn't have made a difference if they pulled it or not. It's definitely nice texturally, like it's a different kind of thing going on. So overall, I'd say the pulled meat, not a bad thing, but if you're cooking at home, it's a bit of faff. It's a bit of faff, you know? It's a bit of FNAF, as they've been saying in chat. What's up with FNAF anyway? Why do people keep asking me about it? Why did someone have to ask if someone had already asked about it? Okay, so the material that I think I'm going to need now is dark oak wood, which I do have some of in here. Because our ceilings are made out of dark oak around the outside, beehive in the middle, dark oak again, and oak. So like, and spruce, lots of spruce up there. So good thing that I was prepping some resources the other day. We are going to need a whole bunch of that. Then we're going to need a whole bunch of slabs from here. Maybe not that many. Probably more than that. I know they'll make enough, so let's make loads. Because we're doing lots of building. Having X talk about FNAF feels like worlds colliding. Dev says it's the most popular indie horror game, most likely. It has an insane following and even now 2 movies. There's a character called Music Man that's an animatropic that remixes and makes unique music on the spot. Oh, cool. What kind of horror game then? Is it similar to Phasmo? Xisuma, what hermits do you recommend watching? I want to watch more creators, but currently I only watch you, Joel, Green, and occasionally Mumbo. I would say go watch each of the hermits' first episodes for this season, and just like get a feel for what they're going to do with this season, what kind of impression you get, and like follow up on it. You know, what tickles your fancy, because who you want to watch and listen to is kind of like your taste. So I couldn't really tell you who to listen to, right? But I can tell you that, you know, first episodes are good for making an impression, and I think pretty much every hermit at this point knows, like, you're gonna try and tell your audience like what to expect. So I consider that a good place to start. Let's get some scaffolding up in here. Actually, I think I got some in this one. Yeah. You're in a Chuck E. Cheese and you're being haunted. Is that the FNAF thing? A Chuck E. Cheese, man. That's like a terrible sounding American establishment to eat. Oh my god, I'm having a weird flashback to some creator who like tried to proclaim there was some sort of conspiracy or something. I remember this now. It's like this creator who's like really trying hard to make a story where there probably isn't one. And the whole thing was about that place, Chuck E. Cheese, I think. And the name Dawson's popping into my head. I forgot why I wandered back. This is why you can't multitask. This is why I can't multitask. It just doesn't happen. Chat, throw a message if you're there, because I keep glancing over and nothing's moving. And I have this weird feeling like it just paused. I think we've got to go one higher here. But yeah, there was this creator who like tried to sell... Oh, I know what I went back for. Tried to sell this story. And did it like not just with this one thing, but did it with lots of stuff. You know, creating that kind of like pseudo-documentary with creepy vibes about, oh, there's a conspiracy going on. And starting to do with them like recycling their pizza. And it was so pants. But it was like, anyone can do this now. Like, YouTube just lowers the barrier of entry for getting eyeballs on content. You were shouting into the void. It felt like it for a second. Shane Dawson, that sounds like the creator, yeah. Yeah, I mean, their proximity, as I understand it, is to definitely more towards that controversy side of YouTube, you know, drama and he said, she says. And I used to have like a bit of time that I would like give to that kind of content, which I don't do anymore. So I'm like well and truly like gone. But I remember there being some like shocking controversies over the years with these creators. And then like they're still going today. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were still at it today. But it does feel like we've entered an age of like less moral, like less consequences, I think. It just seems like people get away with stuff these days so much. Controversy makes more money even if it's entirely false. You could probably make more money if it is false, you know? Because then people are in on it. It's something that I realized about watching the H3 podcast after a while, was just like, I kind of realized that at the end of the day, all these people doing drama videos with each other, they're all benefiting from it, and they're all friends who get along. Like, it's just an ecosystem for creating stories and whatnot. And you know, that's one of the things that pulled me out of watching that kind of content. After a while, you kind of like realize, they're just farming your attention. They're not trying to enrich it. They're farming it. Shane Dawson was a bit before your time, but you've not heard good things. Definitely, yeah, definitely a name from the past, right? Like, I don't know who the big current content creators are today, really, but back when I was a bit more on that kind of like, what's happening on YouTube space or whatever, like, they were a big name for a while. This is true. The worst people amass such a large following and it spreads dreadful behavior. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Virus Soup says, didn't H3 have some weird allegations against him? I mean, like, when you're in that drama space, that's all that ever happens, is people just, like, throw dirt at each other, and it generates the views and the clicks, and that's sort of what those people are in. They're just in that ecosystem, right? Like, it's weird because it seems like the sort of thing that's personal and serious, but at the end of the day, they're all benefiting from it because they're all getting clicks, and you know, you'd see like some controversy, and then all of a sudden, the people they're having like this controversial issue with are on their show. And at first, I thought it was like a sign of maturity. It's like, oh well, you know, you can like bury the hatchet and get along or whatever, but then like the more it happened, I was like, it's kind of just because this is the business model, right? This is how it works. And I kind of lost interest in all of that after that. Let's read some messages from chat. What else we got in here? X, I'm attempting eating healthier. What kind of breakfast do you most recommend? My advice generally with trying to get healthier with diet is to like steadily shift, you know? So I don't know what your strategy is overall, because you need something that you can stick with. And what you tend to stick with is what you're doing already, right? So if you can subtly change it, I believe that's a more sustainable like approach to getting to a better diet. But you asked a specific question about breakfast. Now, usually I don't eat breakfast. I'm a 2 meals a day guy. But I have actually been having breakfasts on some days when I work out. And what I've been doing is I've been getting some Greek yogurt and kefir. Right, about 100 grams of Greek yogurt, a couple of spoonfuls of kefir, mix it together. Mix in some like frozen fruit, like defrost it, and then mix it in. You get a really lovely yogurty, fruity bit of something right there. And then on top, I've been putting stuff like trail mix and dried fruit, seeds and porridge oats. And it's a really nice breakfast and mostly just good, healthy bits and bobs, right? You can shake it up by sprinkling different things on it, like getting in some flax seeds and chia seeds and other of these so-called like superfoods in there. That's a great way to just have a nice, healthy breakfast. And one of the reasons I don't like breakfast is because I tend to like eating a big amount so I feel full up. But this surprisingly like hits the spot, which I wasn't expecting. I gave it a try and I was like, you know what? Normally if I eat like a small snack, it just makes me more hungry. I had an apple earlier today, just an apple. And to me, it's like a bit of a gamble, because sometimes if I have an apple, then I'm like... all of a sudden I get really hungry and it annoys me. It's like a roll in the dice. But today it just hit nice. It just hit nice and I could crack on. 25 to 30 grams of protein on breakfast prevents muscle tissue loss, scientifically proven. I don't know about that. Like... The science on those things is interesting. I'm not trying to say like it's not true or whatever. It's just the body is like a really big and complex thing, and it feels a bit weird to like draw it down to some number. Remember, we're all really different from one another in ways as well. There's ways in which we're similar, there's ways in which we're different, but like it being put down to like a specific amount of protein. Also, what type of protein, I imagine, is important. But, you know, eating more protein... I don't know specifically about the breakfast, but in theory should help you prevent muscle loss, because it's what your body uses to repair muscle, right? And build it and grow it. Apples stimulate my appetite, whereas a banana is like a magic food for me. Interesting. I hadn't thought of, like, what about a different bit of fruit? I have some kiwi. I had a feeling kiwi would make me more hungry. I think the reason apples sometimes work for me is because I've had them on hikes. When I'm out and about, like, on a day where you're just active, like... an apple can really just fit in well. I think it's because all of that energy from the sugar will just like go straight to use when you're active. What do I need now? I still need some stone on me, actually. I need dark oak. Gonna strip those. It's like you get these simple little notions of, oh, I need to go grab something, and then you're waffling and you go, and then you're like, why did I come here? It was for a shovel. I remember. Have I got a go-to tea brand? Yeah, Twinings for me. Pitching rocks. So you've gone from working outside to working indoors in office. Do I have any tips, as I'm generally not enjoying it? I mean, if like changing career trajectory is not an option, that's fair enough. Like, but it sounds to me like if you love being outdoors and doing handsy stuff, if you can stay with that, that would be great. Sometimes you have to change careers for multiple reasons, but I think something that should be a part of your decision-making process is like, what is the value of how you're spending your time? You know, like you might be trading in your time for a bigger paycheck because of some other big goals. But then if you now spend like lots more time feeling miserable because you're indoors, is it worth it? Like, I feel like sometimes it can be easy to overlook an important part of a decision like that because you just naturally prioritize something else because it seems more important. As for getting used to being in an office, I mean, just try and get lots of regular breaks in. Once an hour, you should get up and move around, you know, so you're changing your posture and stuff. But that's all related to health, not to being outside and greenery. If you can walk to work and get back some of that nature time, you know, something like that might be helpful. Beehive. There it is. We got them. The area's a little too dark as well. It's not the bigger paycheck, it's to try and create opportunities for myself and others to do more of my old work. Interesting. Yeah, well, you know, I think what I said still applies. It's just a case of if you're factoring all those things in. So if there is a bigger picture and you're making that sacrifice for it, that's fair enough. As for then getting more out of that, like out of the office job, I think it's about, you know, accepting that it's an office job, but like trying to leverage things. Like, let's say you take a lot of calls and you sit at the desk and take a lot of calls. Maybe schedule it so like when you get a business call, you go for a walk at the same time. Like, just thinking like that, maybe you'll find like little spaces and ways to break up the time at the office. And if there's any like creativity involved in your work, having regular walks and stuff can be really good for that stuff. I find so often it's the break from being locked into something where you can then revise your ideas and come up with something interesting. You know, being locked in has its time and place, of course, but you get a bit of tunnel vision creatively when you get locked in, is what I find. Audios87! Good to see you again, my dude. Thank you for 31 months coming in with the Prime subscription. Thanks so much again for using that on me. Much appreciated, my dude. Thank you. Is this the bit where we go into that area now? Yes, I'm not going to do this again up here. Just want to clear that out a little bit. Wolfhouse says, is there a reason you never show your face, or do you not just like to? I just don't like to. It's not a big deal. And do you know what? Do you know what's really pleasant, alright? I feel like over time, that whole question has just not, maybe naturally, I don't know why, not been asked as much, which is great. Because there was definitely a point in time where it felt like it was just getting hounded at me, like it was just a constant beat that I would have to respond to. And like, it's just not a big deal. It's just like, hey, I like playing Minecraft and entertaining y'all, sitting here and having a chat. I just don't want to put my face in it, and I don't want to be this outside of this space. I don't want to go out into the world and be like, hey, it's me, X. You know, like, no. It's almost like, you know, it's just a different side of myself. Xisuma, can you sing? Xisuma, oh Xisuma, you're the greatest up in history. From the hermit of grass, you're about to hit a jungle tree. Classic. That's a season 7 reference right there. I mean, we do live in a world where fame. See, when I was growing up, celebrity and fame was about sort of being on the telly, in the tabloids, having your name known by the general population, and that's really shifted in a big way now. That existing establishment it's still there, but it's like not as big, not as relevant, unsurprisingly. It's now seen as like legacy media or whatever they're calling it. And I was just not interested in that stuff at all. Like Big Brother, there was always like a wave of people who were trying to get themselves on telly and be famous, and it was kind of the thing. You would see it about people always talking about, oh, getting on the telly, because we had all these we had these shows that made it more common for like average folk to get themselves on the telly, like these talent shows and stuff, and I didn't like any of it. It was so not my vibe. I was like, why do you care? Like, why do you have to be on the telly? Like, so what? It just, you know, it just didn't make sense to me. And coming into this YouTube space, I think there's something of that is in this space now as well. There's people that see it like, oh, I'm out there in the world and people know who I am and whatever. And YouTube, I think, can give people that, but I think it's quite illusory, because having these big numbers, they're just numbers, and your audiences can be very fractured, and so it'd be very easy for someone on YouTube to feel like they're a big deal, but then you go out into the world and really it's not fame like normal people know it. But then, like, that's reflected as well with like people asking you about getting spotted in public and stuff like that. It's just like, why does that matter? why does someone literally right there, X, have you ever been recognized your voice in public? But like, why do you want to know? I don't find myself watching YouTube content and wondering if people know or have found this person in public or whatever. Like, I just don't get it. It's not interesting to me. There was one UK show about regular folks hosting each other at dinner, which was mostly about reveling how absolutely insane anyone can get if given a chance. Do you mean like it's a show about hosting people for dinner, but because you're on the telly, people go crazy? Like this is their opportunity to capture your attention and be some big deal all of a sudden, right? Because that makes a lot of sense. Like, that whole culture is very similar to YouTube's drama thing. The more I think about it, it's like we talk about how on YouTube you capture people's attention. You know, the attention economy. That's kind of like what that celebrity stuff was, right? Just trying to get and hold on to people's attention. But why? I mean, on YouTube, it's very obvious. It's like, make money from advertising revenue. People want to earn. People want to make money. They want to make a living. They don't want to work a regular job. They want to do something like YouTube. Makes sense. Come Dine With Me is the name of the show. Yeah, never seen that one. Never seen it. Never heard of it, really, either, I don't think. So all in all, just find your solace in the mundane lives you live in. This is Destiny's Discipline of Cheese. Why mundane, though? Why does it have to be mundane? I take a lot of pleasure in stuff that is very like accessible, like music, and knowledge, like learning about things and nature, which is just all around us. Like, I feel like there is this comparison problem where you turn on the telly and you see people driving Ferraris and stuff like that, and they're telling you like this is the life to live, and then now you feel like you don't have what they have, but like you're alive, man. You've been given the gift already. Like, that's the blessing. There's a lot of value in the simple life, and in simple things. But that whole culture amplifies different values, doesn't it? And I don't think those values are particularly meaningful. You know, owning stuff and having wealth and whatnot. Like, it's about what matters is how you spend your time and how you feel about that, your relationship to it. So if there's these pressures and these voices out there, you know, gotta be famous, gotta be a celebrity, like, gotta be rich and wealthy. It's if you're letting that get into your mind, like, that's going to affect your life, like, in your well-being. So the question should be: is it worthwhile? Does it really mean anything? Because I know the answers for me are like, nope. I have no desire to be a celebrity or famous in any capacity. And there's also this whole thing about numbers. Like, there's 600 peeps tuned in right now. Like, and someone's like, oh, you know, has anyone ever recognized you? And it's like, 600 is not a lot of people, especially if you consider how like scattered internet audiences are, right? You're not all the 600 people that live in my town or whatever, you know? So this whole notion of like equating numbers to fame to me is very very empty. And also, like, they are just numbers. Like, it doesn't mean anything. What matters is how you spend your time. Like, you could give me 10,000 people watching right now, and it's like, how am I spending my time? Am I happy with what I'm doing? You know? If I wasn't happy doing this, would it matter how many people are watching? These are important questions to ask people. There's 1,700 people at your school. So yeah, it'd be like less than half, right? But then you're talking about a planet with like 8 billion people. It's going to be so heavily diluted. But when 600 people say they like your outfit, you'd get really, really happy, even if it's just 2. I wouldn't have gone for outfit, but then I'm not a fashion person. But like, yeah, you're right. If a bunch of people say, I like your creativity, I like the thing you're doing here, that does feel good, yeah. But again, like, so like, the issue is, I think actually you kind of said it already. You answered it. You answered what I was going to say, because you said even if it's just 2, that's the point, right? Like, you can't make it about the number. The number's just something on the screen. You like my guitar? Which one? I've got many. Audio says also, it's like you see these bigger YouTubers getting recognized in public. It seems like more of a pain to deal with. Yeah, that's the other thing. I think I wouldn't enjoy the experience. I kind of want to be like left alone most of the time, right? And if I'm meeting people and interacting and socializing and stuff, I just kind of want it to be like, you know, just normal, not like treated like you're different in some way, you know? Like, you're just regular folk out and about, Getting on with our lives. Let's talk about the weather, you know? That's what we talk about here in the UK. Which one's down? Come on, this one here. There we go. Right, so that is our entrance bit kind of figured out. Might build up a bit more of the area around it, but we've sort of done the bare minimum. Maybe I should fill those blocks in though. Oh, I tell you what I haven't done. I haven't put the oak bits below it, have I? It's a really nice little design, this. What's ironic about it is it literally took me seconds to design. I was like, I kind of want a fan. And then I just grabbed these materials, like literally just all of this, just put it together, and I was like, yeah, that works. Okay, there we go. One-way fame is weird, says Forgotten Poet. Is fame always one way? What would two-way fame be? Have I been watching the Six Nations recently? What is the Six Nations? I've got my eye on those nations. Oh, they better not do some nationing stuff, you know. All six of them? What are the Six Nations? Rugby. Oh, right, rugby. I heard, I like watching these little video essays on sports, and I heard that apparently, like, rugby in the UK is in a really bad spot where, the ownership model doesn't want to put clips on, like, YouTube and TikTok, and they've had like a massive decline in attendances to the point where they've had to stop clubs being relegated to keep them from folding, and like it sounded really bad. But is Six Nations is like international rugby though, right? Isn't Rugby a town? Yeah, there's a town called Rugby as well. I wonder if they got a rugby team. I think that as long as you're happy doing what you do, then that's all that matters. Whether or not it's something you keep to yourself or you share with others, it really shouldn't come into it. Yeah, I agree. I enjoy doing this. That's kind of the end of it, you know? Tesla, thank you so much for 22 months. Appreciate you, my dude. Thank you for subscribing. Much appreciate the support, as always. Do I like Skyrim? I played a bit of Skyrim back in the day on my PlayStation 3. I enjoyed it, but I don't even really play any other games anymore. My desire to play games has totally diminished. It is ridiculous. You feel like Hermitcraft members are two-way fame and everyone else out of their circle is just a fan. What do you mean by two-way fame? I don't get that. Doesn't make much sense to me. You got your life back on track recently and started enjoying video games like Minecraft again. Cool. I'm glad you got back on track, man. Gotta go eat breakfast. Wolf Owls, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy, enjoy. Yeah, after this I'm gonna have some miso soup. Bit of fruit, bit of yogurt. Maybe a protein bar, and then that'll be it for me until my curry. You play rugby, and yeah, some appear to think what's happening to boxing will happen to rugby, but I don't think it will work like that. Yeah, you've reminded me. The other thing is that there's been like a huge downtick in the amount of amateur rugby being played and people getting involved in it. It's really interesting listening to people talk about sports on a deeper level, because it's so easy just to like take stuff in at a surface level, you know, sport is sport or whatever. There's always like a richer story behind stuff. And with sport, there's like the economics of it, which is, all right, people come and attend and watch sport, right? But as the world changes and things shift, when people's like behavioral patterns change, that can spell problems further down the road. So like, what happens when, you know, people get old and die? They can't go to your sport matches anymore, right? There's an interesting story what is this thing doing? Relating to Old Trafford. Why does it keep doing that? I'm trying to go... Okay, that time it didn't. Yeah, just that many, please. Here we go. Constant distractions. You know, trying to craft, getting distracted by it not working. I was talking about a thing. It reminded me of another thing. Oh. Yeah, like, what happens when young people no longer come and watch your sport? Because the older audience eventually die, right? What does that spell for the future of your sport? There's that way of looking at it. So they're worried because they've noticed that young people aren't coming and playing rugby or watching it or picking it up and stuff, right? And I think one of the biggest self-inflicted own goals here is that they took a stance against social media and don't want to post clips and put the content online. And but that's how everyone's doing it these days. So they're just walling themselves off from an audience. Oh, we do it differently there, don't we? We do it like that. Well, I'm glad I noticed. We can take care of that right now. I guess we're doing it the other way then. So yeah, and then the thing about Old Trafford is that apparently Old Trafford has gotten quieter over the years. And a theory as to why is that young people are getting priced out of going to live sports. And also you have like a team that has a big history and attracted a lot of fans during a particular generation. And now they're getting older, they're less loud, they're less cheery, and young people are struggling to get in. And so they've noticed that, like, at Old Trafford, the decibel levels are getting lower. It's a really interesting theory. Kind of ties into, like, population theory and stuff with... I don't know if any of y'all have been exposed to this kind of ways of looking at the world, but... You know, certain countries and stuff are at risk of population... Not collapse, I forget what the term is for it, but basically, if you have a big generation of people, right, when they get old, they need looking after. And if the next generation comes along and has less babies, and there's less of them around, then you have, like, more old people and less young people to look after them. There's a term for it. And I'm pretty sure someone in chat will tell me what that term is in a minute. Population deficit? I wasn't sure that was it, but it's probably a term that fits the conversation. Idiocracy is not it. Gentrification is definitely not gentrification. No, we're talking about a very different thing. Demographics is part of the word. Demographic aging says autumn, yeah. Demographic shift. These are words that are describing what's happening. I'm pretty sure there's a term for, like, the concern about it. Japan and Korea are struggling with it. Absolutely, yeah. It is absolutely not gentrification. You should probably go look up the definition of gentrification, because that is a very different thing. Jess Lollipop. Thank you so much for the lollipop raid. It looks like there's lots of lollipoppers in my chat. Welcome, everyone. We're not talking about gentrification. We're talking about demographic shifts and population changes. And yeah, somehow we got the wrong idea there. I think I'm going to have this beam come across the front here as well. Just feels... I mean, technically I didn't do it over here. And I could have. I'm not sure if the roof on the other side here is going to get taller or not. We should light this up so we can see what we're doing a little better. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid, by the way. Jess. Did I say Jessie? Jess says, heyo. Thank you for the raid. You're a Minecrafter as well. Thanks for bringing your peeps over here. We're playing on the Hermitcraft server, and I'm working on my music more. I'm going to put a beat machine in here. Demographic collapse. That sounds like the most apt term that I've heard so far to describe this thing. And yeah, again, it's about how like you analyze demographics and populations and you see interesting like patterns and changes, and that's what's happened in rugby. Like someone's done the analysis on it and noticed that less young people are taking an interest in the sport. Less people are doing amateur rugby, and so it's kind of spelling like a crisis down the road, because if you can't get people in to watch, then you'll struggle to sell TV rights, and then the clubs have less money and you're in decline. Stop with the grown-up stuff. Hey man, I'm just being me. Like, that's what I'm in. I mean, I am a grown-up. Like, come on. Act like a child, you grown man. You know? That's probably going to be a filled-in one. I'm pretty sure. With like a poster on it. Because we're going to need this space here. Population aging is a shift in the distribution of a country's population towards older ages and is usually reflected in an increase in the population's mean and median ages, a decline in the population of a proportion of the population's composed children, and a rise in the proportion of the population composed of the elderly. Yeah, so this tends to hit more matured economies, like when your economy becomes more advanced. Called a brain drain. No, a brain drain is something different. A brain drain is when lots of like well-educated people in your country decide to leave for whatever reason. That's a brain drain. There's rumors of it happening like in the UK, and I don't know, every now and then some sort of story of brain drain goes around. Hey X, I've recently started out on YouTube. Any tips on how to grow your audience and get videos seen, says Dr. Harley Swayer. Sure. You got to do, I think, a little bit of research into what your like target audience is and demographics, and what's the trends and the type of content that you're making. That can often boil down to like thumbnail strategies and titling strategies and stuff, but I would say a huge thing that's very easy to overlook when this stuff gets talked about is a very simple thing, which is making good content. Like, I've been through phases in the past. I'm not going to go through them again, I don't think. But, you know, I'm on YouTube. I'm here. I'm doing it. I need to be smart. How do I make my content get to more people? I, too, have been through that and strategized and done all of this and learnt things. But underneath it all, I felt like for all the different thumbnails and titles and SEO strategies you can learn about, you have to make really good content. And I think you can spend too much time overthinking stuff you think is out of your control, as opposed to thinking about the impacts that your own content has. And that might be the more valuable thing, is to focus on that. There's definitely some basics that help. There's definitely some like good do's and don'ts, but ultimately, your content is king. And if you ain't making like great content, that's sometimes a reason why it doesn't work. You know, I've seen a lot of complaining about algorithm and, you know, YouTube suppressing my videos, all this kind of talk over the years. And I've seen it from content creators where, if I'm going to be blunt, like the content isn't great. And they're moaning about how YouTube like suppresses their content and stuff. It's like, you just don't make content that people want to watch. Sometimes that's it. So you got to remember, like, that's important too. You got to make something people want to tune in for and check out. Right, I definitely need to clear out more space here. There's no doubt about it. I'm just eyeing up the size of my contraption so we can appropriately position it, essentially. We'll remove a little bit more of this up here space, even though I might end up filling it back in. Oh, I'm out of range of the beacon. I didn't expect that to happen. Entitlements as pitching rocks. It is a little bit like entitlement, isn't it? It is. I just feel like the way it gets talked about, it's like sometimes it's just overlooked. It's like, hey, you're not being suppressed by YouTube. Your content just isn't something people want to watch, right? Like, there's a lot of talk about how, you know, the algorithm pushes or drives content. And I tend to think, well, the algorithm is also a reflection of us. Like, is there someone at YouTube plotting, I want people to watch this type of content, let's push it on them, let's push it on them? Is that a better business model than let's make our content connect with what people want to watch, right? And that's the thing, when you watch these YouTube drama videos, or there's another, it happens every so often, there's a big story about YouTube messing up the algorithm, and now all of a sudden people are losing views, and I've heard it time and time again over the years. And it's like, if you're gonna be like real about it, it like a lot of it doesn't actually make sense. It's just a bit of a cheap way to explain the situation. I mean, YouTube definitely changes their algorithms, and in ways that do definitely impact views and stuff, but it's not always the case. I remember a big one was when there was a period when Let's Plays absolutely were blowing up all over the place on YouTube. I was probably partially a part of that, although I wasn't making that type of Let's Play content. And it was just hitting this crazy like algorithm, and it was such an easy space to step into and make content. And it was because I think, do I remember what the shift was? I don't think I can articulate it very well right now, because I don't quite remember the specifics. But in response to how this model of like uploading 1 or 2 episodes of a Let's Play every single day, in response to that, they shifted the metric for like promoting videos into watch time, I think. Or maybe it was the watch time shift that gave them the boost. Yeah, I think the first wave was like clicks, and views were just like a solid thing. More views is better. Then they were like, let's switch to tracking engagement and promoting more watch time. And I think the watch time one led to the Let's Play boom, because there were loads of people at the time who would happily sit around and watch someone casually play a game for 20 minutes, half an hour at a time. And these channels would just post like 1, 2, maybe 3 videos a day, and it really just created like a feedback loop, right? And then they tweaked something to make it so that that was no longer going to just like blow up in the algorithm, and there was a bit more fairness and stuff. By the way, I've had this idea. I don't really want to do it right now because we need a beacon, but you see that beacon beam over there? I think what we might do in this area is make it quite light and have like a white floor, and then we'll have sun coming in from up above and put like a beacon in each corner. But because I don't know quite how to do that yet, I think what I'm going to go do is throw together a quick beacon up here. It just needs to be 50 blocks from where we are, and then it makes a difference. We've got a couple of noises in the air. It's Mazia for 9 months. Twitch baby, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Charles MCC coming in for free. We got the Pixel X here for 4 months. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. A channel I follow says liking and commenting is what the algorithm is currently looking at. Yeah, I mean, like, if you follow someone who's telling you how it all works specifically, right? Like with specifics like that, I'm a bit dubious. I don't think it's as simple as commenting and liking. I think there are other signals in the mix. One of them is definitely watch time. That's well known, well documented. I think YouTube themselves have explained it. Like, higher consistent watch time is a sign of a good video. But there was a time in the past where likes and comments did actually boost, and you could literally ask for them. And people with... What's this? Callie says, how to grow your audience on YouTube video with 5 views, my beloved. Got to start somewhere, right? But yeah, I've definitely come across some of those videos, and it's like, ooh, who am I getting advice from here? Let me just look at this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, it's not sitting with me every time I look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's why. If I take this out and then raise the thing up a block, I think I'll be much happier with it. And then I've also got to consider how far back to push it too. So maybe we'll start with like here. Wait, have I got that right? Oh, there's an extra gap? Yeah, there's an extra gap. I've got it wrong. Shifting the topic to music, have I ever listened to Volbeat? You tried searching and you couldn't find anything. I've seen them live like, I say a bunch of times, like, I passed them by live loads of times. Not really my thing. Some of you in chat have been suggesting that collaborating is a good way. Yeah. Collabs can help. I definitely want that haste beacon. No doubt about it. Right, so if that's our interface layout, I don't know, I feel like maybe you want it one lower? Because aren't we just level, we're just level with the floor? I liked how in here you stepped down onto the piano, but then you got like a lot of verticality from the screen. I don't know, as you approach it from a distance, it seems about right. If I did lower it down by one, I could have some sort of trim up the top again that like has the name on it, like of what this thing is. So, yeah, I think I'm going to lower it by 1 block. And that'll be how we do it. Where are we going? Wait, lower it by... Oh, yeah, so there. That's it. Don't know why that threw me off for a second. Right, we got to dig a bigger hole. We've got to set up a beacon. And do you know what, people? It's becoming a regular thing. I fancy another cup of tea. I don't know about you, but maybe now's a great time to go put the kettle on. Eh? I'm going to go put the kettle on, people. We've been talking about music a tiny bit. I mean, we're doing a very musical project. Great opportunity for me to throw that on the screen. You know, go check out my music if you haven't done so already. Peeps, I'll go boil the kettle, and I'll be right back. Here's a fun fact. I only drank about half the last cup of tea, so no wonder I want another. I think this is why I fancy another cup of tea, is because I don't actually ever drink them all the way down, it seems. You're going to refill your water. I should probably drink a bit of water too. Chocolate milk is better. Chocolate milk is nice. Been having honey with your tea recently. Ugh. I wouldn't want to sweeten it up, but like honey instead of the sugar, that sounds interesting. Maybe with like a fruity tea, I'd like that. But yeah. By the way, when I come back here properly, we're gonna do a base feature from the Let's Play Minecraft Together server. Peeps, if you did not know, if you're subscribed here in any capacity, gifted, regular, prime, remember you can use the Amazon Prime subscription. You also get access to the Let's Play Minecraft Together server, as well as a Discord server. This would be a great opportunity for you to become a part of our little community. At least, you know, use that sub, come check it out, and maybe find a new home for you. The place we're going to check out today looks super interesting. I'm excited for that, but the kettle just boiled. I'll be right back. I'm going to be up and down these stairs like a yo-yo because I decided I should let it like stew for a little bit. Otherwise, you know, yeah, otherwise it don't taste as good as if you rush it. Talking about music, you want to do more music stuff. What like? You should do that. You should do that. I've been playing piano more. I did a couple of things recently, right? If you're a guitarist and that pick that you always use is getting really grinded down, switch it out for a new one. I swear, that little extra bit of material, the distance from like your thumb and finger on the plectrum, it just like totally changed my guitar playing. All of a sudden my picking is just like so much more on point again. I thought I was like getting bad at all my picking, and then it's like, oh no, it's just the actual plectrum. So a pro tip for you. Cloudy Zeros, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it, my dude. Other tip is I've been learning to play the piano, and I feel like that's helped me like sight read guitar and play guitar more and stuff as well. Don't be like me, you got sick because you made tea that expired in 2022. Dang. I didn't think tea could expire like that, but I guess so. Right, I'm going to go finish making it. Although Chili B says, stuff with guitar and piano. I recently got audio interface thingy so I can connect my guitar to my laptop. Start doing stuff with it, man. You said it, you want to, now do it. Put it into motion. Right, I'm going to make tea. Right then, let's do this. It's LPMT time. And here we are. I've got it on the other screen. Ice Wolf, the Aussie homeland, a small Aussie themed homestead atop a mesa plateau. It's a nice spot. It reminds me of season 4. Mesa Fired. This is nice. The berry bushes. A little bit of humble farming going on here. We got some, I was going to say hot cows, which just sounds so strange. Warm cows. And a bit of a rocky road out here. And dang, an interesting looking structure. Let's go into this one though. This looks cool. Something feels really off to me, and I just realised what it was. I don't have my headphones on. I can't hear the music. Also, Chillabee, thank you ever so much for subscribing. You can come join this community now. Amazing timing. Oh, this looks like a custom mine shaft down here as well. Glad I spotted this. Ah, that's the teleport to get over here and back. If I right click on that trapdoor right now, I'm causing problems. So I won't. Let's plop down here. Head on inside. Looks like we've got some sort of farming operation going on. And staircase taking us up. Oh, I'm gonna have a poke. I'm gonna be nosy. What's this? Rooted dirt recipe. That is a cool looking key. You can craft rooted dirt on here, but you have to unlock it first. Things to do. Enjoy life and look after self. That's great. Sell redstone stuff, root, farm, sell brick, sell rooted dirt. I mean, yeah, you can farm rooted dirt, but if you can craft it, it might be easier to do that. I don't know. Ooh, look at this. That is a wild tree. The shape of it. But like, the block palette really works. That is super cool. I love the little hanging rooted dirt. That's a nice idea. Oh, I'm liking this too. Mangrove and spruce together looks really good. That's a nice look. And these oh my god, candles in trees? That's genius. The color though, it's the color tone in the mesa. Especially the jungle leaves, so like they will look that oranginess based on what biome they're in. That is such a good trick to put candles in trees like that. Oh my god. I feel like I have to build one of them now. That's brilliant. This right here, I'm guessing it's some sort of wind thing. Don't these rotate? Don't they have them on farm? They spin and rotate. You know what way the wind's blowing that way. Okay, I think this might be a relatively small little build, but dang. Also, I like this big patch of path here. Like this block is so often just used for path, right? Looks kind of nice as a big patch. Being nosy again. I have to steal this idea. It's so good. It's so good. A water pump. Is it a water pump? Really? Wow. Wait, what just happened there? Was it just murder? Or was it a zombie? It was rotted flesh. It was a zombie. That just died. I think that might be it for this one. Very small. But humble beginnings. Now we go into this mode. And look for secret farms hidden underground. But I don't think there is any. There's a trial chamber. There's a pretty incredible moss cave over it. Look at that. Woo. That's a view right there. That's a view. It's like two-tiered on the opposite side. Very cool. Alright, I think that's it. Great stuff, Ice Wolf. Those trees were superb. Let's get back to Hermitcraft. And let's warm up thy hands. Gosh, these hands of mine are awful. They're always going cold, I swear. I'm really wishing it was summer. Do you know what? Here in the UK, the weather, man. Last week we got some sunny days and clear skies, and it almost felt like summer was coming, you know? Like you could go out in shorts. And you know, now the weather's turning. Anyway, here we are today and yesterday, and it is bitter, cold, and miserable and feels like the middle of winter again. It's still sunny in Edinburgh. Enjoy it, my dude, because it's going to disappear. Hold the tea, says Autumn. That's what I've been doing, man. That's why I stand here and just, like, talk for a little bit, facing y'all sometimes. It's the first time this year you've gone out of a jacket. Awesome. Can we have a quick tour of the base just for funsies? Sure, Tommy. It's not something I really do here much, is it? Yo, we got Naked Zombies 69 coming in subscribing. Thank you so much. With the 69 naked zombies. Why are they naked? Maybe they turned into a zombie in a compromise. Maybe they were just in the shower. You know? I don't know what they were doing. Let's grab this while we're at it, because I've got to build a beacon up there, so don't forget about that. Quick tour of the base. It's going to be like a stop and look style, because I want to warm my hands. Zombies don't need clothes. What, do they take them off then? They're like, oh, brains, I'm dead now. Oh, get rid of these clothes. Alright, tour of the base. First of all, we're going to start with a all the way over here tour, so that you can see everything from a faraway angle. I definitely want to expand this area, I'm just not rushing into it. This is all about having this raised walkway with a bunch of buildings on it. And as you can see, we put a bunch of those buildings together. This middle bit here, they got to look really good because they're going to link it all together and really sell us on it. This is like the original concept right here, was to do this. So this has been planned from the very beginning. Have I thought about how mine and Mumbo's bases interact? I need to speak with Mumbo about that. I'm thinking that what I might do behind these buildings is start to put more like barriers and sort of rundown looking bits up to the top, because I think the idea of his city is for it to look very very slum-like. And this is not very slum-like down here. At the same time, it's not particularly like a beacon of opulence or anything. I think it could meld with some like barriers between the two. This is the very first project of the season, really, right here. The mine shaft with the animated copper golems going for it. How are you in this section now? Because I gave up on having one in this section because it kept disappearing. Now the one in this section has moved to over there. Why don't we go ahead and just put another one in the area? What am I looking for here? I want one of them. Jack-o'-lantern? No, that's not the one, is it? Pumpkin. Then you need some iron for some shears. That's not how you make shears. Wax. Wax is the other thing. Need that wax, yo. Voxy makes the world so much nicer. I don't use Voxy. I use Bobby mod. I don't like the way Voxy looks. There's something off about it. Alright, go to work, son. Have we got any items in there? Well, I need to give you something coppery. Why don't you just carry a copper chest for now? Be kind of weird, but you could do that. You should probably go practice piano. You're required to play it 4 hours a week for an upcoming uni exam. Do that, man. You wanna ace that exam, my dude. Plus, playing piano is pleasurable, right? Have I seen Joel's very normal and average base this season? I mean, if it's just normal and average, I mean, is it really worth looking at? You know. Over here is the chicken project, which I've permanently just left as is because... Oh, there's 2 of them in here, and they've got eggs too. That's interesting. Sorry, you ain't allowed to... Whoa! Don't hit me too hard! Oh my god, that could have been so embarrassing. I was also very worried about this little guy getting hit by my sword. Yeah, I've kind of like... Oh, hello, there's another one. Why are we getting so many of these over here? I've kind of lost my energy for figuring this one out, but it breaks every so often. I did have it working for a long, long time. Down in this direction, we have our nether portal. And then we have just more like corridors that lead to stuff, including this. Our bamboo farm, which almost fully filled up the other day. That guy is literally... That's your life's work, just back and forth along the cobwebs. It's crazy. What difficulty is Hermitcraft on? We play on hard difficulty, but barely makes a difference. We got the furnace set up over here, where an iron golem distributes the items to down below. We got the room that I built. That's like a home room. I should probably put a bed in here somewhere, but I never really... When I was designing all of this and it came together, it was supposed to be a bedroom, but it didn't feel like one. So I ended up just making it a little tribute to the Copper Golem arc at the beginning of the season. And the flag. Pre-orders are over. I got the flag right here, right behind me. It's amazing. I hope y'all enjoy yours when you get them. Storage system. And then the bridge across to the warehouse between me and Mumbo. That's the base right there. Delara, thank you ever so much for 6 months of support. You missed the explanation. What's the reason for the cobwebs in the bamboo farm? To slow down the golem, so it doesn't go back and forth too quick. Oh, I don't know if any of you were watching Tango the other day, but I tuned in. I forget that Tango likes to engineer. I tuned in and saw him trying to create this farm. Like the super duper fast one. I was like, Tango, there's one in my base. But yeah, of course, he wants to just engineer his own. So Thunder says it was hilarious. Well, I'm glad you got a laugh. I just forgot. I was like, of course, you know, like, it's Tango. That's what he does. He makes the farms on stream. You ordered your flag. You can't wait for it. Unfortunately, you will have to wait for it because it was a pre-order. These things can go on the ground. The cobble golems just go looking for a house. Well, these ones go looking for items and chests. It's weird how it moves. Every now and then, I don't know, something changes with them. Hello, I'm wearing wings. So about here, I think this is the spot. I've got speed over here. Felt like I had jump boost for a second. It's speed. It's really sunny in Edinburgh. Some people are having barbecues. Man, you get to that point where summer comes around, you go out, it's a hot day, and you smell the barbecue, and you're like, ah, it's that time of year. I want to do some more barbecuing this year. I want to do more of everything all the time. But winter's such a... Just got to get through it, you know? So much iron, yeah. It's a beacon. It needs that. And there we go. Right. We're going to go for that. That's the whole reason we put it here. I'm going to hold my cup of tea and drink a little bit more of it, I think. Does the strip pale oak block kind of look like a marshmallow? It does a little bit, yeah. Didn't I already have haste? It kind of ran out as we were digging. So we need a bit more. Jim's castle is so imposing it's telling me to go work on my own base in a sassy tone. It's very cool. I don't know if you noticed, but we did a bit of terraforming here on the ridge, and then Jem did the other side, so I'd be inclined to like shift that area down a little bit further too. Might go back and do that at some point, but yeah, the sightlines now are just fantastic. I just got to make all of this look a little bit more interesting. It's going to go to build height as well. I find, at the moment, I find that hard to see, but I guess it could just keep getting bigger and bigger. Like, build height is 320 blocks. I think with build height, it'll go up to somewhere up there. I don't know. Or maybe that block. Maybe that's it. I guess, I don't know. The fact that I can't tell if I can see it working or not is probably not a comment on the build. It's probably just, I don't know how to build a world height, right? Like, I don't know what that even means. Frosty Nymph, thank you so much for 4 months of support. Greatly appreciate it, my dude. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Right, so this thing, it needs space behind it. How much, I'm not entirely sure, but I can kind of estimate a bit. Mr. Letter. You don't miss the English weather. Neither do I. And I'm here. I'll never miss it. Wherever I go. Oh, whoopsie. I'm out of torches. Dang it. Got any coal ore over here? The amount of coal I've been scooping up from this place, right? It's all back in storage though. It's not over here with us. Why would it be? Oh, I didn't have anything in my offhand. Huh. Oh, shovel is the other tool. Okay, yeah, we're good on that. We're good on that. We're good on that. You love the Kralis nickname for me. It makes you happy. It's a cool name, isn't it? But it's the way Kralis says it too. You can always hear it in his voice. All right, so I need like 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that is probably definitely enough, and then we'll go a little extra. What was I just saying about all the coal ore, right? There's loads of it. English heat is so muggy when it's really hot. Yeah, it can get muggy over here. It's not that bad, though. I've been to muggier places. Right, so from here, like, we're going to dig at this space up here at this height. It's going to be nice and pleasant. Now we just got to figure out distance, right? You've got to go 16 blocks from the center, which is these 2 blocks. And I don't have more on me, so I'll go grab more. They're also just placeholders for the actual blocks that are going to go there. So that's like 4 apiece, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 1 more. So there. It's screamy vocals time. X, why is that thing screaming? What, you can't handle a little bit of screaming? Jeez. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1 more. Right, let's dig this space out. It's talky topic time! Because all we're doing is digging and grinding now. Not so much to do on the aesthetic front for a moment, I guess. We're just doing the simple stuff. Don't know why I'm picking this up. I'm literally gonna throw it away at some point. Just be like, I got too much stone this season. There are a lot of Scottish people in chat today, it seems like. Yeah. I've noticed that too. I started listening to an audiobook, and the person in it lives in Scotland. It's called I Am a Hitman. And do you know what? As I've gotten older, my appetite for darker stuff has definitely diminished. It's not as like interesting to me. But when I was younger, I'd be like anything, like I was so morbidly curious, you know. But supposedly it's a anonymous hitman telling their like life story, and they live in Scotland. And talking about all the jobs that they did and how they came to do them and stuff. And I looked online, and some people are quite dubious that it's real or not. And the weird thing for me is that, like, immediately, as you get into that book, like, it just feels like this guy is divulging details that would, like, de-anonymize them. And so, it could be that the book is just completely fake and made up. And you could possibly try and verify some of the deaths in the book, but then if they wanted to try and make it convincing, they would probably take like real life events and then make it look like they're the hitman or whatever. But yeah. You remember there was a big controversy about a book called How to Be a Hitman? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the controversy would have been. That the publishers would publish something like that, if it was real or not, or if people were saying it's fake. I don't know. Like, there could be a controversy for a bunch of different reasons, but for me, the book, I don't think it's that great. I mean, it's hard to, I think I'm not listening to it like it's authentic. I'm not sure why. It does come across like it could be authentic. I guess the fact that there's like a question hanging over it makes it hard to take it seriously. But I kind of liked the beginning of it because of the character development stuff, like the kid or the guy talking about his childhood and whatnot. But then when it starts to get to all the jobs, there's just so many details divulged about like who and where. It feels like either he's going to de-anonymize himself, or it's like you can look this stuff up and verify it to aid it legitimacy, if you see what I mean. But then that doesn't mean he was actually there, right? Like, some of this stuff could just be public knowledge. But there's a lot of information divulged, especially about like his life in Scotland and roughly where he lives. It felt to me like you could perhaps reverse engineer it or something. And I did do a little bit of searching to see if anyone online had done that, but I couldn't find anyone who had. How does one even get into such work, says Artsy Beck? Well, the book tells you if it's true, right? The book tells you exactly. Your voice is very smooth like wet rubber. Thanks. Wet rubber. It doesn't sound particularly appealing, but okay. Has anyone else read this book? You think it's because an instructional book, says Powerboz. It's not instructional. I mean, actually, maybe you could say it is like... So the way this hitman operates is it's like accidents. You know, he doesn't like turn up and shoot someone. It's like everything he does is to make it look like an accident. And it does make you wonder about like all these times you hear about someone died under mysterious circumstances, or they took their own life, but then someone in the family says that they would never do that. And it makes a lot of sense that a hitman would take out people in order to not arouse suspicion, right? Like, we know there's hits out there where people just get straight up assassinated or like thrown out of a window or whatever, but then there's also accidental death that happens, right? And that actually happens in real life. There are accidents, but if you make your hit look like an accident, I mean, that's so much better for you than being chased down and stuff. You see what I mean? Jocelyn, thank you for the nice message. I'm glad you enjoy the voice. It's certainly fuel for conspiracy theorists. Maybe. What's the conspiracy? Like, I think it's not so much about. Well, do you mean it gets people? If you're in conspiracy theory territory, you then start questioning accidental deaths. I think it's kind of like fair to be a bit skeptical and think about these things twice. But, you know, accidental deaths do happen. The thing is, like, if there, like, you can conspire to kill someone and make it look like it's an accident. Conspiracy theories have this, like, weird problem where there are ones that are, like, clearly, like, wacky to people's common sensibilities. And it can therefore essentially, like, dilute our ability to, like, sniff out where the actual legit stuff is. That makes sense? Like, collectively, we struggle to agree on, you know, which ones are legit and not. Yo, Tannenbaum20, thank you for 39 months. Relax stream as always. I am trying to make a video, but some clips have phone audio and some DJI audio. They're very different. Any advice from a professional creator? You've got clips from different audio sources? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that problem, really. I would just say, like, what type of content are you creating? And does it matter? Like, if you're telling a story and the audio source changes, maybe you just need to acknowledge it briefly to the audience. That's, like, you get away with that these days. It feels like in the past, I'm talking pre-YouTube and stuff, like, you never really saw that. That would be, like, a big problem for a project. Whereas these days, you can be like, hey, I'm a human being, I'm recording for different audio sources, so now I sound different for the rest of this video. But it depends on, like, you know, what your production style is, I guess. But I think because YouTube has such a strong, like, personality level connection, you can probably do alright. Just saying, hey, you know, that happened. Stig says, gosh, conspiracy theories can be so damaging. That they can. They can be damaging. They can also be real is the other thing, right? Like, I think there's a bit of a problem where there's been some really terrible conspiracy theories that the term gets painted as just being, oh, that wacky thing, you know, as opposed to, like, hey, people can conspire to do things and have been caught doing it. You know, it's something that can happen in this world. Let's get this inventory cleaned up a bit since we're filling it up constantly, you know? Right, what I'm thinking as we clear out this space is I probably want to push it that way a little bit more, because as you move across the contraption, I don't want you to feel like you're too close to the wall here. Like, I don't want you to feel like you're going into a tube. So we should probably put in the second one of these, which is gonna have a window in, I reckon. Let's go fill that in. There's never a conspiracy theory that leads to good behavior change, like a conspiracy that eating healthy prevents aliens reading your mind or something. I don't know what you're trying to say there. I don't get that. A conspiracy theory that leads to good behavior? I don't get what the point is with that. Like, if there's a conspiracy theory about something that's actually a conspiracy taking place, people are conspiring, which they can do. Like, it's about exposing that truth, right? You don't think windows are useful there? Well, you don't know what I got planned, so, they're not windows for review, let me tell you that. Okay, so this is going to be back by one. Thought that was 4 blocks for a second. I was like, surely not. Can't be off. There's something somewhere around here, probably down there somewhere. When you start hearing those groans, though, I often feel like you're being tracked, you know? Speaking of which, I think I saw it. You came from somewhere, buddy. There you go. Right, oh my god, another one? It's probably up there, actually. Yeah, look at that. That's on there. It's probably up here. X, how do you say glass? With my mouth. And my vocal cords. There's some breathing involved, you know, breath coordination as well. Right, I'm not going to go any further than that, because otherwise I'll get a little too far away from the base. That should stop the zombies, I hope. The zomberts. Right. So yeah, I think this thing's going to end up going a few more blocks in that direction. Like, if you picture it walking into this thing and then going this way, I mean, maybe I could embrace the idea of it being a tube. All right, we need to dig this thing down all the way. We're going to, well, actually technically here I don't. Just behind it I do. So let's dig this bit out. This will definitely need digging out back here. So let's get that done, and then let's start to maybe do some aesthetic work. Or I might do some digging for the rest of the stream. I don't know. Depends how the creativity stuff goes. Sometimes I just need to not be streaming to be creative. It depends, you know? You really like my flooring stuff out of Tough. A lot of people commented on that they like it, which is nice to know. Am I just winging the dimensions? Not really. I've, you know, measured it out and now digging it. You're back from your practice? Welcome back. What were you practicing? Tough does make a very nice pattern, doesn't it? Yeah. I like tough because I am tough? What makes you think I'm tough? Like, what does that mean? Like I'm a geezer? Or something. I'm not a fighter, by the way. It's something that I reckon I could be into, but like never had and don't really feel like the need for. But like martial arts and self-defense, like I think that stuff's terrific, and probably should be something everyone would benefit from being taught. But like with the time I have and the things that I do, it's not something I would prioritize. But hey, in a different life, I could probably be into that. Would be nice if the US folks could get some kind of government allotment, some free lessons on growing veggies. I think learning how to grow veggies probably is cost-free. Surely that information isn't behind a paywall. Like, you should be able to get that information. The allotments thing, yeah, that's a bit difficult. So we kind of want some tough. How did I do it over there? I think I did it with polished over there. X, I've never chatted, but I've been watching your weekly update for, I don't know, 10 years now. Love your attitude, love your style. Doom is the best. Thanks, Doom is the best, isn't it? Gotta love a little bit of Doom. Yeah, it's just this stuff, really. Probably not that many. Although maybe I should like avoid doing the exact same entrance again, because then you sort of like start to peg yourself in a hole where you keep looking back at the old build and doing it the same way, you know. There might be a better way to do this, especially if I want to embrace the whole tube idea. Right, at this level it's gonna go. What is Doom? Oh, look it up. Doom is like the classic OG computer game. Like, it's the game that gave you the first-person shooter, and it is just like an absolute classic. And it's still, I think it holds up, but then I played it when I was younger, so I've got that kind of attachment to it. I don't know now. Now I'm sort of thinking, actually, maybe I like the idea of it staying level. Let's get some... So if we keep it level, that goes one block higher. Where is that currently mapped out towards? It's mapped out to there. I've also got a couple of other ideas popping into my head here. Right, so we're going to be using bulbs. Where are my bulbs? This type. And I have a block palette for this project. So I think it might be a good idea to use the block palette to guide me. So if we were going to go one higher, that would go there. Yeah, that's the way it would go. Let's break these blocks. It's definitely going to help to actually see what we're building, you know. Okay, I don't have scaffolding, so we'll do that. And then, how did it work down there again? One above. And then the bulb would be there at that level. Whoops. That feels better to me. I don't know what it is about the sightline, but like... that, you'd be looking directly at the middle. Maybe it is a little better. Okay, let's build another one. This one would have the other material. Oh, I love this song. I haven't heard this one in a minute. It's a beautiful song. X, did I see Mumbo's Greenhouse at the start of the season? No, I don't think I did. Have I seen Pan's Labyrinth or Parasite? I've seen both those movies, yeah. It's like, there's something weird about this where, like, this is the optimal height to look at it, but it feels like you're up and the thing is down, whereas this one feels level. It's so strange, because it's not. It's not level at all. You still have to step down for that one. Actually, no, you wouldn't. Okay then, so... maybe I'm starting to understand what it is I'm seeing here. Oh my god, why is this so difficult to look at? That is one block below that. That's what I want to know. Okay. So the ceiling can go straight to that thing. And the floor can go straight to that one. That's why it feels right, I think. I don't know what the floor is going to be. What did I say about colour a minute ago? I can't remember. I think it's going to end up being like brown carpets here because I'm going to put fence posts in, I think. Although I'm not sure they're actually necessary. So something like that. And then let's just do the same thing at the top. Since we got spruce over here. That feels a little bit strange, but I think it will work. These are going to be scaled, by the way. So you're going to see it like that. Going all the way across. Yeah, building more of this, I think, is just the way to go. Because I'm trying to like use my mind's eye before I do too much. But then this really just lets you figure it out. Let's build up the other side as well. Which is in the incorrect position. So we'll put it in the correct position. Very good. They got pleasant sounds, these blocks. Yeah, building more of this, it really does help. I kind of wish it wasn't the same as this, though. Actually, I don't know. Something about it being the same height that feels like you block off the view of the bottom. That's what I'm not liking here. A bit more metallic version of the bone block. It is, isn't it? Dragon, you finally caught a stream and you're excited. Dang. Oh, I'm glad you're excited for catching one. This is my little later than usual weekend streaming time. And we're out. Shouldn't we have an exact, like, even amount of bulbs, though? How could I be one short right now? That makes me think I let one drop on the ground or something. How could I be one... Oh, there it is. See? See? Maths. Numbers. Things. Right, so I think what we're going to do, and I can see it now, I might ditch this idea of having like walls and carpet here so that you can reach further up. You're easily going to be able to reach up. I think we use glass next. Glass above, glass below. It gives us that extra like height or sense of it for both layers. Wow, I'm just destroying stuff here, willy-nilly. Right, those go back in there. Glass it is. What color glass? I'm not sure. That is to be determined. Also, I'm accumulating a ridiculous amount of stone. Right, I think I'm going to sit down a little bit again. I've been stood for quite a while. You don't know what I'm building, but you do like it. I'm glad you like it. Brown glass will probably be it. It might also be orange glass. Like, it depends on how I want to accentuate the color, because we're either gonna do a different color above and below, or brown again. I will just have to experiment, I think, and it will be a bit of a tedious process because I don't have a lot of dyes, right? And that's a bit of a problem. Let's make this inventory look reasonable again. That's torches, which I got. Put that over there. Toolbox. Usefuls. That one, this one, and that one. See, I know how it works. I know how my inventory works. Huh. You can't believe I've been stood up this whole time. Not for the whole stream, but yeah, I got a standing desk and I stand at it more than I sit. Is that an inventory complaint? At the moment, not really. I kind of handled the inventory pretty well today, I think. The thing I was complaining about was more about dyes. Like orange and brown. So if brown is actually good, it's orange that isn't. Do I have a video explaining my chest layout? I do, yeah. Episodes of Hermitcraft, a specific one on the ender chest. Which one of these is orange? I think you have to combine red and yellow. You have not seen any Hermitcraft things much. Oh, doesn't this thing have like a problem where you have to break the flower to restock it just because after building it I realized their hitbox is too big. Classic. It's not great, really, is it? I could lower them down by 1 block though. I think. Why haven't I done that already? Is it like a redstone thing? Yeah, because no, they're on that. Do you know what? I can't see a reason why I couldn't do that. Let's experiment. Maybe I didn't see that last time. Maybe I was just like unable to see that there was a solution straight in front of me. I mean, I even put chests up the back there. Are they connected on that side? They're not on this side. Well, like that works, you know? I've forgotten which way around they were now. Oh, those have overlapped. Huh. Yeah, now you can reach up above, so problem solved. Don't know why I didn't do that before. Right, now we've got a whole bunch of different dyes, which are desperately needed in my ender chest. I should probably just do this with more stuff. Mickle Pistone, thank you so much for 3 months. Much appreciated, my dude. Hope you're enjoying the stream. So what are the other ones here? We got this and thus. Magenta and pink, yeah, okay. X, I was thinking about your issue with tab. Have ever tried guitar to tab? Yeah, I think I researched that one and it just... Wherever I got to last time I did some research, I did leave myself with a couple of like things to try. Dude, does that one have like crazy bone meal in it or something? Because it's still going. So there might have been some options that I hadn't fully explored yet. That's possible. So yeah, when you make dyes, like what other ones... I mean, I could really do with that cactus farm already. Like blue combines for something. Do we have other dyes here? We've got yellow direct and pink direct. I might have something over here as well. No, that's the bushes stuff. Okay, that's probably it for the bone meal ones. You love seeing people struggle on ice boat tracks. Did you see the big race at the end of last season? Or was that season 9? Oh, please don't tell me that was season 9. Was the ice boat race season 10 or 9? I have a weird feeling it was actually 9. Yeah, it was, because I remember how season 10 ended, and it wasn't that. Oh my god. That is mental. Oh wait, that just makes magenta. Purple? I can make purple. Let's just go stock this up now. Like, all of that will be ready for later now. We're looking pretty good. Light blue, you know? I like the idea of making an automated dye system at some point. Maybe in a future season of Hermitcraft, just like everything gets fed in and it automatically like keeps you stocked up or something. That'd be kind of cool. Right, now we have to get glass. Very important. Except this could end up using quite a lot. I don't think I'm going to use too much more than that, but I guess I've got to take another trip to the desert soon. And do some stocking up. Because now sand is low, right? So I'll smelt 4 more stacks, but yeah, that's on the to-do list for sure. For shizzle. You love the gallery and the ending for Season 10. Yeah, the gallery was such an amazing project. I did such a bad job of, like, selling people on the vision of it, though. I really think that could have... I mean, it was pretty darn spectacular. We got there in the end, right? Like, when I decided to do that, I was like, if I'm gonna do this, it has to work. I put in so much time and effort behind the scenes into making sure that thing came to happen, right? Like, that was just a decision I made and stuck with it. And so we got to where we got. But I kind of feel, had I sold the other hermits on it a little bit better, that project could have been a lot better. The hermits are very visual people. Yeah, we probably are. We probably are. Like, there was never any, you know, like, sketch up or anything. I had it in my head, and I'd explain it. You know, big art gallery, paintings on the wall, and, like, I don't know what's happening in other people's head when I say that. I only know what's happening in my own head, and it wasn't enough to convince others to really get into it. So, yeah, you just got to learn from it and move forward. Okay. This is still the system I use over here. It's ridiculous. I've been meaning to do the project where I, like, do all the fuel for this, but I keep putting it off. I could maybe do it on live stream, but then it's like a big technical project that I wanted to, like, comment on a lot, so maybe not. Faye Charles says, I thought it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. We noticed your hard work, you made it happen, so thanks. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, like, it turned out so good, I have no regrets or anything. It was, I'm just, like, when you're past something, like, you can look back and evaluate it. That's all I was doing. It was 100% worth it. Like, such a great project. I know people really loved it, and it put a light on a part of the community that can often get overlooked. I keep walking past this area, and there's something that I mean to do, so I'm going to do it now. You love the gallery so much. Yeah, that's the thing. People loved it. They really loved it. It was something really special to do. Celebrate our fantastic community. Hey, I thought I had loads of brown dye. I thought I had loads of this. I guess I keep using it as the problem. Or maybe it ended up in here. Maybe it ended up in the storage. There it is. There it is. We'll grab all. Wait. Oh yeah, yeah, no, that's the right amount. Right, okay, so here's what I want to do here, right? This old thing. First of all, we've got to select the font. I think I've been using that one a lot. That's not a big one, is it? Default. Default's the one we want. Maybe not. We're working with like not a lot of width here, so maybe actually maybe we'll do this different over here. Maybe we'll use the smaller one, right, and do. I kind of want letters that don't look like letters. This doesn't have a lot of support for symbols, and I think what we'll do is we'll group together things that have similarities. Like a line across the top is a good one. 5, and put a 1 at the end. Now when I dye it brown, you can barely see it on that type of wood. Oops. I guess I didn't think about that. It can be very different on different woods, can't it? Maybe red works best on this one. Possibly a little too bold. I'm not sure if I fully like the font. What about mono? Okay, that's one of those ones, yeah. Maybe those big letters are the way to go. Retro. And it just like doesn't even mean anything. Like you could actually create some meaning, like top to bottom, perhaps. That looks too messy. But this looks a bit bland. So let's go ahead. Do we have another retro type one? We've got sharp. That's a big one again. It's these little squiggly bits that sometimes look good. Actually, kind of sort of works. I don't know. What do you think? What y'all think of that? Feedback here is helpful now. The top one looks like a metal band logo. I like the way you're thinking. Maybe there is a good reason to use some of the small ones. Let's try smooth small then. Oh, that's really weird. But yeah, you could. You know what? There's probably like, what about emojis and stuff, right? It's not accepting my emojis, probably because we need to be on default for that. Emojis are going to be like one line, yeah. I don't think you're going to get like the fidelity you're looking for there. That's like a 3-line one, really weird. Let's try. I think I might stick with the retro one. CDLP EP. I see what you're going for there. The idea is that they do not convey actual information. I want people to like artistically interpret them, not as letters, but as like maybe these are pictures of something, you know? I really like that because they've all got this. Oh, they almost all have this commonality of having like a hole in it, with the exception of the top one. But it looks kind of cryptic, right? Now, that works good as a collection. I think the next collection needs to actually be different, which is this one. So, like, over here, we'll stick with retro, but now let's try and find symbols. Yeah, like that. And add in some verticality, possibly. No, it doesn't really give us much option there, does it? Actually, I can't really fit in a lot at all with this one. Can do that. Can I put a dot at the bottom? Can't even put a dot down there. These don't work. That don't work. Nope. Nope. I think I'm going to have to use some combination of what I've already done here. Yeah. Now they almost look like they have some sort of meaning, right? They've just got a similarity to them. It really works there, and I think it just about works here. The next one, I think I'm going to try blue on this. Or maybe cyan. You really want like the subtlest one you can get, I think is the idea. Let's pick out maybe Happy Ghast. Oh, that's a smaller one, isn't it? Okay, maybe not that one. Let's go for sharp. Oh, the smaller nature of this one really does make it tricky. especially with the big letters because they're wide. So you want kind of big letter but narrow, which I don't think we have here. Random letters, maybe? I like that. And then what color? That's a little bit brighter. Too much contrast. We'll go with cyan. Wows. I haven't put any capitals in yet. Oh, it deletes the whole line. I like it because I feel like if you stop and look for a second, like it's got a vibe, but it doesn't have an actual. It doesn't have any actual content, right? I'm just gonna put dots here because that one's not being used. And I don't know if you'll notice that or not, but like, that's why. I'm trying to avoid things that actually feel like words. How do y'all like this, by the way? I'm really into this, but doesn't necessarily mean y'all like it. This one's a secret message, by the way. But don't tell anyone that. That's another way of doing it as well. Is like actually... Is it me, or is there like some subtle color shifting going on? Something is very slightly changing. Wait, Warp's Wood is animated. Is that... Is it the angle I was looking at it? It's definitely flickering a little bit. Very odd. Oh, it might get lost in compression. It probably will. But for other hermits on here... so we had a secret message just for you. Secret message just for you. Very subtle. It's so much more noticeable there than here. Oh wow. Maybe we try and find another one over here. Like light blue would probably do it. Let's try light blue. It's a little grey on that, but it's more readable, so I'm going to go with it. Nice. Right, I'm glad we did that, because I've been wanting to do that for a while. I love these signs. I'm definitely going to put more of them around the place, but not overdo it. I think I forgot about this one, though, so we'll do one more. Apparently I can't put a block there or something. Huh, I can't place a block there. Weird. Oh, I know why. It's because of that. Definitely because of that. Okay, what are we going to do? Retro? We did the spaces in the letter last time. Let's get ones that have a shape but no... actually, most of them are like this, aren't they? There you go. C, L, and then maybe just like underscore at the bottom. All right. You can't say what it is because it ain't anything. Good stuff. I like it. Seems like y'all like it too. I'm going to make this place my thumbnail. Also, I didn't see one comment about my shield. What's wrong with you? F. Major F in the chat. Major F in the chat for that. That'll be my thumbnail. Peeps, I'm wrapping up my stream here. That's all I got for you for today. That's my music. I clicked on the wrong thing. Go check out my music if you haven't done so already. Major F to ground control. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna bounce people. I just need to find someone to raid. Yeah, check out my music if you haven't done so already. Soulside Eclipse is the name. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hit follow before you go. Hope you all have a fine and dandy day. Whatever it is you're up to. Hey, XP streaming Hermitcraft. Isn't that perfect? Y'all can enjoy some more Hermitcraft action. Stick around. I am going to bounce, people. Take care of yourselves and have a fantastic day and enjoy the raid. It's about to go. It's about to go. There it goes. See y'all later. Bye-bye.